viewers?
We got two.
Okay.
We are live, I believe.
All right. Thanks for joining, guys. We're doing core today. And when we talk about core, there's a couple things to keep in mind in relation to jiu-jitsu. So when we're speaking about our core, we're talking about any muscle that helps to stabilize your spine. So we have your abdominals, your obliques, your low back, your glutes, all of those help to consist of your core. And then when we talk about core conditioning, there's various layers. We have core strength, core endurance, core stability, and core control. So the practice that we do today is gonna interlace all of those aspects of challenging your core in a way that will benefit us. So in terms of jiu-jitsu, there are times where it benefits us to have good posture or straight posture, and other times where we want to be more rounded, almost like we're holding a crunch. So we'll sort of interlace that in as well. So we're just going to start by warming up our core, getting the blood moving, and we're going to add some core into our usual flow, our vinyasas, like we call them. So let's start with the hands on the knees and round your back like a crunch, chin to the chest, and then inhale, chest forward, exhale, chin to chest, and just go a few times at your own pace, coordinating the breath with the movement. We're just warming up our spine.
So Lauren, I actually wore that T-shirt today, but
Oh, really?
I changed out of it.
Darn, we could have been
We
matching.
could have been matching.
What was this, BJJ?
Yeah, that's I think that was from the one that Christian won.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I remember.
Was that the New York Pro, maybe?
That
Or
was the last New York Open.
that ever happened.
Yeah, wow. I can't believe I miss tournaments. Can't believe this. One more?
You know, we've missed a quarter of the year.
Good. Lean forward, hands forward, and we're coming up to all fours, and we're going to do some cat-cow stretching to further warm up. So
1 second.
inhale, arch your spine and look up. Exhale, round your back, chin to chest. Inhale, looking up.
Okay, it's not that.
Exhale, round. Good. Do a few more at your own pace. Remembering to suck your belly in like a vacuum each time that you crunch.
What is that thing in the...
What's the matter, Jan?
I see something in the frame. Oh, is it this? No.
One more. Good. Bring your spine to center. Extend your left leg back behind you. And your right arm forward.
Oh, that's your phone. Never mind. All right, now.
He's having a freak out. And my hand is now in Yanni's frame.
Now we can.
And then, as you crunch, elbow towards the knee, chin to chest. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, squeeze your belly, suck it up like a vacuum. Again, reach. And crunch. Last time, reaching. Exhale, hold the crunch. 3 deep breaths. Good, back to the mat. We switch. Right leg extends. Left arm forward. Hold. Keep your belly nice and tight here. You want your ankle in line with your hip, so keep that ankle up a little higher than you think. And then exhale, round your back, squeeze. Inhale, extend, keep going. Okay, give me one more. And then we're gonna hold that crunch. 3 deep breaths. Good, hands to the floor, tuck your toes, lifting up the hips, pedal out your feet. Walk your hands back towards your feet and just hang. Slowly rolling up to stand. Okay, so I'll show you the format for our flow and then we'll do it together. So our usual flow, as we come to the plank, as slowly as you can lower, untuck, lift. As we come back to downward facing dog, we're going to take our 3-point dog here, float into a 3-point plank. Bring the knee towards the nose just like we've been doing. Round your back like a cat and hold for 2 deep breaths. Okay, so I'll show you that one more time. We're here, here, here. Nice and slow, we're gonna come down. As we come back to our downward facing dog, we'll take the leg up and then float forward into almost like a cat-cow, but we're in a plank. All right, and then from there, we can either step or hop forward to the original position, okay? Obviously, we're only doing one side for each flow, so we start with the right leg, all right? So, feet together. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold down. Go ahead or step or jump back. And then as slowly as you can, lower yourself down. Nice and slow. Good, untuck your toes and lift. Retuck the toes, downward facing. Right foot comes all the way up. And then bend your knee, float forward into a plank. Round your back. 2 deep breaths. And then you can step or hop your feet forward. Forward fold. Very good. Inhale the arms up. Give a baby back bend. And then exhale forward. We'll do second side. Step or jump back to your plank. Very slowly lowering down. Good. Untuck the toes, lift. Retuck the toes, downward facing. Left foot comes up, gonna stretch. And then float forward into your 3-point plank. Round your back. And then step forward. Forward fold. Okay, we're gonna do each foot one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Step or jump back to plank. Very slowly coming down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. Right leg comes up. Stretch. And then float forward, holding for 1, 2. Good. Step it forward. Forward fold. Inhale, baby back bend on the way up. Exhale, folding forward for second side. Step or jump back. Nice and slow on the way down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog, left leg comes up. Flow forward. Squeeze. Step or hop forward. Forward fold. Inhale the arms all the way up. Very good. Okay, so we're going to keep that same format. We're going to do that again. But this time, when we come forward, instead of bringing the knee to the nose, we're going to cross it to the opposite elbow. All right, so same exact thing, except we're just crossing the knee over now. Okay, here we go. Arms come up. Exhale, fold forward. Step or jump back to plank. Very slowly coming down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing, right leg up, stretch. Float your shoulders over the wrists, elbow to the opposite knee. Good, square yourself and hop forward. Inhale all the way up, baby back bend. Exhale, fold. Again, step or jump back. Very slow on the way down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg comes up. Float your shoulders over the wrists. Turn the knee. Forward 1. And 2. Good. Square your hips. Step forward. Inhale all the way up. Good. So one more round. The variation is, instead of twisting, this should actually be easier. We're taking it to the same side elbow, almost like a Spider-Man. All right, here we go. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, folding. Step or jump back. Slow on the way down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. Right leg stretches up. Float forward into a 3-point plank and bring your knee to the same side elbow. Very good. Step forward. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Baby back bend. Exhale, folding down. Step or jump back. Nice and slow. Lift the chest. Downward facing. Left leg all the way up. Float into your 3-point plank. Take your Spider-Man knee to the elbow. And then with control, step it forward. Hold your forward fold for 5 deep breaths. Relax your neck and head. Very good. Slowly rolling up to stand and release your hands behind the back. Elbows straight. Pull your shoulders together and we'll just roll the head out. And reverse. Good. Right ear to right shoulder. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And switch. Good. Bring it back to the middle. Slight bend in your knees. Drop your head forward, arms overhead. Good. Bring your hands to your low back and then release your hands back down to the floor, stepping back to plank. Okay, make sure that your shoulders are directly over your wrists and then lift your left heel towards the sky. Make sure your body stays in one straight line. Very slowly, keeping that leg elevated, come down towards the floor. Good. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels. Stepping or jumping to the top of the mat, forward fold. Relax your wrists and your arms. and then bending the knees again, hands on the floor. Step or jump back to plank. Okay, this time right heel straight up towards the ceiling. Keep your body one straight line. And then slowly lowering, keeping that heel elevated. Sliding up into your cobra. And then hips come up forward, downward facing dog. 2 deep breaths here. Good. Looking at your hands, we're going to step or hop your feet outside of your hands for squat. So you're going to bend your knees and hop. Okay? So I'm just going to face you. All right, so we're coming into the squat pose. Keeping the chest lifted. We're going to take a crow pose from here. If crow is not comfortable, you can stay here in the squat. So we're lowering our shoulders in line with the knees. Elbows come out like little chicken wings. Spread your fingers, lift your heels, and plant your hands down. So you're still posted on your toes. Good. So you can lean your way forward. You're supported by your shins, and then maybe one toe comes up, maybe both. Squeeze through your finger pads and the heels of your palm.
This hurts my wrist, no?
It shouldn't hurt your wrist. I mean, I have weak wrists, so like I feel pressure in my wrist, but it shouldn't be pain.
Feels like a wrist lock.
Yanni, maybe you've been wrist locked too many times.
No one's ever wrist locked me.
Yeah, usually Yanni wrist locks people.
I'm the wrist
for
locker.
fun.
But not this way. I always do the nice one. This one's mean.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never even seen anyone do this one. Is that even legal?
It's legal.
Oh my god.
I had a guy try it on me, no-gi pants once. A few years ago.
No-gi pants? That's so cheap. Good. 2 more deep breaths here. Keep trying.
I think it's my carpal tunnel. That's what it is. Too much Tetris.
Too many Tetris. And then you can come back into your squat, have a seat, and we'll come right into butterfly. So when we think about the differences between the core abilities, so like we said, we have core strength, endurance, stability, and control. So one of the things that I like to use as an illustration for core control is the hop that we do from our plank. So as you're doing your butterfly, I'll just show you real quick. When we're in the plank or the downward facing dog and we're hopping forward to our standing forward fold, you can hop this way, or what you'll see a lot of times yoga people do is almost looks like they're floating, right? So they kind of wind up, and you see like a slight difference in the way that they jump. So that's considered your core control. How much can you slow down a movement using your core strength? So we want to start thinking about that as we move through this practice. Okay, so from your butterfly, you can straighten the legs, flex your feet, and reach forward. Good, slowly coming up. You can lean to the side, bend your knees, sweep them behind you, coming up onto all fours. We'll take a little shoulder stretch here, so we'll do our thread the needle, right fingers up. And then exhale, thread, ear and shoulder to the floor. Good, pressing up, we'll switch sides. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, threading. Very good. Pressing back up to all fours. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Press your heels into the mat. All right, we're gonna chain together everything we just practiced in our flow. So extend your right leg all the way up. Bend your knee and float forward, nose to knee. So we're in our plank here. Hold it. Inhale, stretch the leg back up towards the ceiling. This time we're going to take it across the elbow. Exhale, bend the knee, twist. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, float forward, Spider-Man, knee to the same side elbow. And stretch it right up. Keeping that leg elevated, float forward into your plank. Very slowly we lower down. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Left leg comes up. Stretch. Good. When you're ready, bend your knee straight to the middle, nose to knee, round your back. Press it straight up. Good. Exhale, cross it to the opposite knee. Squeeze the belly. Press it straight up. And then finally, same side elbow. Press it straight up. Floating forward into your 3-point plank. Very slowly lowering down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your feet to the top, forward folds, and relax your arms. One more deep breath here. Very good. Widen your feet a little bit wider than your hips. And just relax your head. One more deep breath. Turning your feet slightly outward, coming back into your squat. Keeping your chest lifted. One more deep breath here. Okay, so back to the idea of core control. Your options are plant the hands, and you can either step back one at a time into your plank, or if you want to challenge your core, you can try hopping from the crow to a plank. So I'll show you. So if you're here and you're comfortable with your crow, you can try hopping one leg back using your core control from the crow. So give it a try. Let's see, Yanni.
I can't get my feet off the ground.
Good job, Yanni. So there are some yogis who do that with both legs, and it looks like their legs are just floating because they have such good control of their core. Good. So from here, we'll just do our good old vinyasa into our down dog. Okay, and then we're gonna start working our low back and glutes a little bit. So coming forward into a full plank, we'll lower all the way down, untuck the toes, and place your palms face down at a 45-degree angle from your hips. Okay,
Keep your toes glued to the mat and inhale just the palms and the chest lift. Press the toes into the floor. Good. Deep breaths here. Fill your belly up with air. So this is a great pose for those of you that have slouched shoulders, shoulders that turn in. If you sit at the computer for a majority of the day, good. Lower down, chin to the floor. Bring your feet together. I'm going to do that again with the feet this time. Deep breath in, all the way up.
I think I'm flying.
Yeah, you're like an airplane.
Skydiving.
And lower down, very good. Interlace your hands together now. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, and I have a nice loose basket grip with my wrists. Okay, feet are together. Zip up your feet like they're glued together. Ready? Inhale everything up. And exhale, relax. Relax your hands, turn your head to one side. Just letting your spine reset for a second. Turn your head to the other side. Very good. Bring your chin back to the middle, palms face down. You can just relax your feet now, whatever spacing is comfortable. And we're going to do 10 reps of our lifts here. So looking forward, on the inhale, lift up, nice and high, and then lower down for 10, 9, 8, 7. You'll feel a tightness in your low back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Last one. Hold it up there. 5 deep breaths. Keep raising the toes as high as you can. And then lower down. Palms come under your shoulders. Press back to child's pose. Good. Tuck your toes under and sit back on your feet. Get our jiu-jitsu feet stretching. And then, as always, you want to make sure your shoulders are right over your hips. If you're leaning forward, you're taking the intensity of the stretch away. One more deep breath. And then you can lean your way to the side and swivel your feet forward. Okay, so we're going to sort of combine a little bit of Pilates into our core routine as well as as well as Ashtanga yoga. So they go kind of hand in hand. So this little section is from the primary series of Ashtanga yoga. So I'm going to show you first, and then we'll do it together. I'll show you from the side. We want to round into a little package, and you can see my ankles are crossed. My feet, my hands are right in between my feet and my hips, so you don't want them behind your hip or forward of your hips, right in the middle, okay? And the idea is that we're going to lift ourselves up with your core and your pelvic floor, okay? So if that's not possible, we have modifications, but the idea is that you're rounded up into a little ball, you're spreading your fingers, leaning up, and you can see that I'm not touching the floor with my feet or my hips. If you try it and it heavy on the wrist, or if you're just not going anywhere, then you can keep your toes posted and just lift your hips. Really squeeze everything in here, okay? So we're gonna hold that for 5 deep breaths. Immediately after we land, we're coming into a boat for 5. And we're gonna repeat that for 5 sets, okay? So throughout this, make sure that you're keeping track of the rhythm of your breath. Keep it smooth. Whenever you're squeezing, we have a tendency to want to hold our breath in. So combat that. And we'll just do a little trial test to get the feel of it before we go right into it. So again, spread your fingers, lean your weight forward. You're in a little package. Maybe you keep the toes posted to start and just lift your hips, and then try elevating your feet. See how it feels.
I can't get my feet up.
It's okay, Yanni.
My arms aren't long enough.
Yeah, so you see how Yanni's knees are kind of close to the floor? You want to tuck your knees in like a little ball. That's better. That's better. You got one foot off. It's very difficult, so don't be hard on yourself if you can't get all the way off the floor. The most important thing is that you're squeezing your lower abdominals.
And you're holding your breath, right?
And you're not holding your breath. Breathe in through your nose. All right, here we go. Ready? Lean forward. Lift for 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Landing. Arms forward, chest up. Look over your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Cross your feet. Plant your hands. Lifting up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Landing. Look right over your toes. Roll your shoulders back for 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Crossing. Spread your fingers. Remember to stay tight. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Landing. How you doing, Yanni?
I'm alright. It's hard. It's definitely hard.
Good. 3, 2. Good. Don't give up. Crossing. Plant your hands. Stay nice and tight. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Very good. 5, 4, 3, 2. Crossing. I didn't mention it, but you might want to try alternating which one you cross. Whatever is most comfortable. Usually your dominant one goes on top, so you might want to try switching it up. Okay, here we go. On the exhale, up. Make sure you're not holding your breath here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Landing. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Was that 4 or 5?
No idea.
I think that was. You know what? Let's just do one more just in case.
Just
for
for good luck.
funsies. Here we go. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Very good. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, chest up, and 1. Very good. Extend your legs. Flex your feet, heels together. Keep your heels glued. We're gonna roll back onto our back. So round your back. Your head's gonna touch the floor last. Low back touches first. Very slow. Keep your heels on the mat. Very good. Arms overhead. Stretch the whole front of the body. Good. Raise your right leg up towards the ceiling. And we're going to basket grip behind the thigh. So this is our usual hamstring stretch. We've got the foot flexed. Your resting leg on the floor is going to hover. So just lift it about an inch or two off the floor. You can point that foot, keep your other one flexed. So if you're more flexible, maybe you can catch the calf instead of the thigh, whatever is comfortable for you. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Good. Round your back like you're crunching, bringing your head as close to your knee as you comfortably can. And now keep your chest lifted and let the hands hover. Try to keep that leg nice and straight. One more deep breath. Okay, keeping your head lifted, we're gonna switch. So now the opposite leg is hovering. You can make a basket grip on the thigh or the calf and relax your head. Good. Bring the head up towards the knee. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then hover the arms. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together. Maybe one day we should do a Pilates class.
Pilates for BJJ? Is that a thing?
I don't know. When I taught Pilates at Montclair State, we had like baseball teams come in for it, and the Taekwondo group did it. Good. Relax your head. Bring your knees into your chest. Hug it in. You need a little rock from side to side. Good. And then extend your legs nice and long so we can do our roll up. So the same thing we just did, except in reverse. Flex your feet. Make sure your heels stay on the floor all the way up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, peel your arms and shoulders off the floor as slow as you can. And then reach for your toes. Very good. Coming up. Okay, so we're going to work on core control a little bit more and play around with some inversions today. So if you've never done a headstand before and you feel more comfortable doing this against the wall, you're welcome to use anything that you have in your house to sort of support you if you're scared. I personally don't teach headstands alone using the wall because I find that students become very dependent on the wall after they first learn it that way. So I'll teach you without the wall, but if you're going to use a wall, you'd want to follow this demo facing the wall. So you'd want your hands and head facing the wall. All right, so to come into the headstand, and I'm going to show you everything and then we'll do it together. Come into the headstand. We want to measure that our elbows are directly underneath our shoulders, but by grabbing your elbows, you can just make sure that you have the right placement. We're taking the basket grip, so You're just interlacing your hands. The top of your head touches the floor. And I'm actually going to take out my ponytail for this. So the top of the head rather than the forehead. Common mistake, people put the top of their forehead on the floor. So you want the very center axis of your skull on the floor. And then from here, I push into my forearm so much that my head lifts just enough that I can slide a piece of paper between my head and the floor. All right, so if you do this and then you start to feel your neck is squished or your shoulders are all crunched up, come down from it and reset. Okay, so we're here. Now, I'm just gonna come into a tiny downward facing dog. And I wanna think about the lower belly as like a little vacuum that just scoops my feet up. So I'll show you that again. We're here. My lower abdominals are just scooping my feet off the floor. All right, so that's the first step. If that's comfortable for you, then you can go to the next step, which is just little tiny toe hops. So if you're here, you are able to scoop your feet up, and now your feet are off the floor. Technically, you're already in the handstand or the headstand, but you can do little hops and see if you can slow down the pace. All right, now you don't have to come up with straight legs either. If that's scary, you can bend one knee in, just like we did with our crow, have the toes posted, and then slowly bring both in. And you might just want to hang out here, especially maybe if you're against the wall. If you were able to scoop up with straight legs, then you'd probably just float right up into your headstand. Okay, do you need a spot, Yanni?
I don't know.
We'll see. Okay, so I'll talk you through it. So we measure our elbows, make our basket
that's
grip.
Right. You want your elbows as wide as your hands, you're saying?
As wide as your shoulders.
Shoulders, right.
Basket grip. Top of your head comes into the basket. You'll feel the back of your head touching
My hands.
your hands. And then you're just going to pop up into a downward facing dog. Make sure that your head is not feeling compressed or your neck. And you're just going to tiptoe or slide if you can until you can feel your toes levitating, either with straight legs or the bent knees.
I'm like stuck right here.
So bring one knee in, heel to the butt, yep, and then the other.
No, I'm going forward. Oh,
Good job, Yanni. Your head feels okay?
yeah, my head feels, I think it feels alright.
Yeah, you look okay.
Trying to make sure that I'm slightly off my head, right?
Mm-hmm. Good. And then bring your ankles together. Once you get to the top, you definitely want to squeeze your ankles together. Good job, Yanni.
Thank you.
And then, when you're ready to come down, using your core almost like a pike, the slower you can come down, the more you're challenging your core. So
I say like that.
So if I show you the come down from the headstand, and again, you can use the wall if you're struggling here. So if you hang out here long enough, like if you just keep practicing this, you'll get so bored that the legs will eventually just come up. But notice that I'm squeezing my knees and ankles together on the way up. And then when it's time to come down, the slower you can transition, the more core control it takes. And then you can even get fancy and do like leg lifts and stuff from there. So I highly recommend that if you're looking to increase your core control. So if you're coming down from your inversion, we'll just take a child's pose. swing the legs forward. And we're on our elbows like you're watching TV. And we want to scooch those elbows in nice and close. Puff up the chest. And we're looking over the toes. Squeeze your ankles together and raise your toes off the floor. Okay, so we're gonna do a little pendulum movement here. Bring your left foot out to the side, back to the middle, and switch. Keep the chest nice and lifted. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. And squeeze the ankles together. Keep your face nice and relaxed. Good. Relax the heels, reach forward for the toes. Good. Now point your toes and bring your palms to touch in front of you and round your back. And come as low as you comfortably can without falling. Keep your heels glued and breathe. Two more deep breaths from here. Oh, they're back. We're going to transition into the karate chop, we call it. All right, so keeping your torso where it is, just move your arms and bring your biceps in line with your ears. And then back down, okay? 10 times, squeeze your inner thighs together. Stay nice and low, but try not to move up your torso with the arms. Good. 3. We're going to hold the last one. 2. Arms overhead, hold. Keep the ears in line with the biceps. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, and reach for the toes. Good. Leaning back onto your forearms. Puffing up the chest. Raise both ankles. Okay. Left leg comes straight up. Meet with the ankle. Straight up. Meet with the ankle. Good. Keep breathing. 3, 2. Good. Hold it at the middle. Keep hovering. Chest up. Second side. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2. One more. Good. Reach forward. Okay, hands come together, round your back. We're almost done. Holding at your lowest point. Now, adding a twist, look over your shoulder and sort of move your palms with you as you look over your shoulder and hold. Stay nice and low. Two more deep breaths. Right away, switch, stay nice and low for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, get a little bit deeper. 2. And relax, reach for the toes. Very good, coming up. Okay, last Pilates activity here. We're rolling onto your back with both legs. So I like to keep my hands, palms face down, underneath my low back. Extend your legs about 90 degrees. And using that core control, come down as slowly as you can. Good, and then just hover a few inches above the floor. Very slowly on the way up. Good, and then right back down, nice and slow. Hold. All the way up, nice and slow. And right back down last time. Holding. One more deep breath. And relax. Let's just hug our knees in to decompress the low back. Rock from side to side. And we'll take one final roll up. So extending the arms and legs, stretch the whole front of your body. On the exhale, peeling your upper body forward, keep your heels glued to the mat. Very good. So if you guys enjoyed focusing on the core and would like a more Pilates based routine, we can definitely do that. I love teaching Pilates. I love, I could just do core for like a whole hour straight if you guys wanted to, so let us know. That'd be fun.
Yeah, change things up a little bit.
Next week we're gonna do more pressure point work, full body pressure point work using the tennis balls or the lacrosse balls, or golf ball if that's what you have. All right, so stay tuned.
I guess for people who play golf.
Yeah, I don't know why I have so many golf balls. I've never played golf in my life.
Me either.
Right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Tyler, yes, you made it just in time.
Hi, Tyler.
All right, just ending it here.